Hi and welcome to my August review. We start August in the same vein as we finished July. If you remember, take your mind back to the end of July, we had a triple conjunction between Mars, Uranus and the Moon's North Node. Now this is still going on for the first few days of August, but also we have added input from Venus. Venus makes a positive aspect to these three over the first couple of days. So Venus is in the 8th house. This is the house of sexual relationships. So tension, sexual tension will be incredible with Mars. Mars and Venus always will bring focus to relationships, and there's no exception this time, especially with Uranus in the mix. Unusual and exciting things can happen, and this is what you want at this time. And with the North Node, events can conspire to bring about some tremendous changes. So the Uranus and the North Node aspect goes on for another 2 weeks in August, so we'll be focused on that more during the review. We may have some limitations creeping in around the 4th for 3 days as Mars makes a square to Saturn. Saturn's in the 3rd house, communication, so communication could be blocked or limited, and it could be that you struggle to get paperwork and emails, those sort of things all done, because these are the mundane tasks, and Saturn is limiting their progress at this time. But on the 7th, there's an aspect that could diffuse some of this limitation and restriction. Venus makes a lovely aspect to Neptune, and when these two are together, it's always a fantastic time to relax and enjoy things, enjoy the finer, more beautiful things in life. But also there's a lot of fantasy involved here, so this is a great time to sit back and enjoy things. And the spiritual side, this Neptune is in the 4th house, so it's a good time to just relax at home, do some meditation or some other kind of spiritual practices. This will diffuse that Mars aggression, and Mars can get aggressive, especially as it's in Taurus. It can build up slowly and explode, so channel that energy into something else to avoid any frustrations, irritations. Very intense aspect for relationships on the 8th as Venus, who's in the 8th house, makes an opposition to Pluto. Pluto brings intensity to Venus's feelings and desires, so it's a very desirable time for you. The other thing is, it's very good for finances, because the 8th house is shared finances. Pluto's in the 2nd house, which are your finances, so there could be a surprise. It could be something that comes in from the 8th house that suddenly boost your finances. And then the other aspect we have is one concerning your creativity. This is the Sun making a positive aspect to Chiron, who's in that 5th house of creativity. The Sun is in the house of Jupiter, your ruler, the 9th house, so this is your house, and the Sun will expand things in this house, so your creativity will be expanded beyond your belief. And this is a great time to show off your talents to the world and be noticed for what you can do creatively. Between the 10th and the 12th, the Sun makes a square aspect to the Uranus-Saturn conjunction that we mentioned earlier. But it also forms a T-square with the South Node. This is in the 12th house. So we've got the 6th and the 12th house highlighted here. This is a time to balance the conscious mundane world with the unconscious spiritual world, and see if you can integrate the two together, which would be very good. Now also with Uranus, there's going to be a need for change and excitement. The Sun's in that 9th house. Sun wants some adventure. Uranus wants that change and excitement. So this is a time when you may find that things happen. You may get coincidences or messages coming in that allow you to make some exciting changes. The nodes are linked to our destiny forward, so this, whatever happens is going to be destined, and you need to take action and act on it straight away. On the 12th we have our full moon. This is no normal full moon, because the moon is normally full of intensity, of emotion and feeling, but this full moon's in Aquarius, which is cool and detached and aloof. And it's actually happening in your 3rd house, which is also an air house, so there's more thinking than feeling with this moon. But in the 3rd house is a good time to catch up on all those mundane tasks that you've been putting off, catch up on your emails and your accounts and whatever, and this is a great time to think up new ideas as well of what you can put into practice going forward. Now there's another aspect. Mercury makes an aspect to the Black Moon Lilith on this day. Now Mercury's now moved into Virgo in your 10th house. This is a great time to communicate about career matters and your destiny. And with the Black Moon in the 8th house, it's also a good time to broach any delicate subjects and any taboo subjects that you feel that you need to bring up at this time. On the 13th, we have another positive aspect for you to show off your talents. But this time, they're more in a practical sense. Mars makes an aspect to Pluto. Now, Pluto's in the 2nd house, as we mentioned. Mars is still in that 6th house. So this is where you can use Mars in its practical sense. And you can show off your talents maybe to your employer, that you can come up with ideas to make money. These are long-term benefits that we're talking about now that you can put into action over the next 3 days. And also for yourself, you can make changes within your routines. You can make alterations so that you can save money or make money in some way, but it's concentrating on your daily routines and your daily work. Then on the following day, we have an aspect between the Sun and Saturn. Now Saturn's in that 3rd house, as we mentioned, so it's a time to release some of those blockages. You know, we talked about the blockages with Mars. Now the Sun in that 9th house will come up with ideas to release those limitations, to overcome those blockages. Between the 15th and the 22nd, we have Mercury making no fewer than 5 aspects. Now Mercury's in that 10th house of career and destiny for you, so this is an important time, and you need to be aware that things will be happening over these few days. Now, Mercury's making an aspect to the Moon's North Node, so there could be messages, there could be events that conspire to help put you on the right track. Remember, the 10th house is about our destiny, our way forward. So there could be opportunities with the aspect of Jupiter. Transformations can be made and changes with the aspects to Uranus and Pluto. So this is a very important time for bringing ideas together and formulating some kind of plan going ahead. Now, the only thing you have to be aware of is that there is an aspect to Neptune, so you just need to keep your feet on the ground. Don't get too carried away and don't walk around with your head in the clouds. Keep focused. On the 24th, Venus makes a positive aspect to Chiron, just as the Sun did earlier. This is another time to show off your creative talents, but also with Venus in this position, it could be a time when you attract a lover into your life. And if you do, this relationship will be very strong and it will have healing, transformative qualities about it as well. If you are already in a relationship, then you can use this time to deepen your love and to help each other overcome any past hurts. Then, the same day, we have Uranus going retrograde. Now remember, Uranus is in that aspect with the Moon's North Node, and this will be put on hold for a while he travels retrograde. But we can still work with the energy of the planet while it's retrograde. And with Uranus in your 6th house, it's time to integrate the more spiritual side of life into your daily routines and make that spiritual practice a part of your routine. On the 25th, there's a fantastic aspect between Mars and the Sun. Now, the Mars is always like the knight to the king, would do the work of the Sun. And this is fantastic because the Sun's in your career house, Mars in the house of others. So this is a time when others can help to propel you forward in your career or on your chosen path. And also you can increase your public standing. Now, the only thing that you need to be aware of is if you made a wrong decision 6 months ago, then this could come back to haunt you. But if you made the correct decision, you're going to be flying high now. Now, the following day, we have Venus making a great aspect to the Moon's nodes. This is a square, so this makes an activation of the nodes again. Venus is in that 9th house, so she wants adventure. So this is a time when someone could come into your life that shows you what you could do and how you could do it and the adventures you could have. And this could give you some sense of freedom that you've been longing for. And it could be that there's travel involved or going to other places, different places that you've been to before. And this could educate you as well and make you realise that there is more to the world. With the new moon on the 27th in Virgo and in your 10th house, there's a real feel of change and alteration in your life coming ahead, because in that 10th house career there could be changes there, it could be on your destined path, or with your public standing there could be something that comes along that boosts your profile. Now, with the new moon, it's always a good time to think up new ideas, new plans, maybe business plans or career plans, or anything that will further your cause. And don't forget, this is your destiny. This is the path that you need to be following. And because we have an aspect between Chiron and the moon's north node, it may be that you're feeling a little bit rebellious at this time, and you want to change. You want to start a new path and try something more exciting and different to what you've done before. There are two aspects on the 28th to help you break down any barriers that are stopping you going forward or holding you back. Venus makes an opposition to Saturn, just like the Sun did. Venus is, remember, in that 9th house. This is a time to use your belief in yourself to overcome any fears that you may have. And the other aspect is to the North Node from the Black Moon Lilith, and this is a time to realign yourself with your new path so that you can see the future ahead. Then to finish the month, we have another great aspect. Mars makes a positive aspect to Jupiter. Now, Mars and Jupiter work very well together, and this is a time of great achievement. This is good for financial things, it's good for creativity, as Jupiter's in that 5th house, but it's also good for just about anything, any project, anything you want to start, anything you want to work on. You have 2 or 3 days to work on this, and it will be successful. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the August review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave a comment, I'd be glad to hear from you.